Thanks for joining us. I'm Dr. Yelda T. Uhls with the national nonprofit Common Sense Media. Welcome back to Conversations about Andi Mack. Today we're going to talk about the episode, She's Turning Into You. This is the one where Bex takes Andi shopping, thrift store shopping, when she was really sad because Bowie had left. And it's also the one where Marty and Buffy have that little competition.
I want a race.
All right, you got it.
A real race to prove once and for all who's the fastest.
I really liked how Bex took the time out when she noticed that Andi was really sad, and she put her life on hold for a few minutes and took her daughter shopping and did something fun with her to try and really bring up her spirits and lift her mood. So I really like that they were playing out that message in this episode.
And I feel like that could bring a good conversation up with a child so that they know that it's also something that you can take the time to notice their feelings.
It was also a good opportunity for Bex to step up to the mom plate. This was serious business, and it was an opportunity for her to be there for her and just be supportive.
The favorite part of this episode with Buffy and Marty still holding their little grudge about, who's faster. Buffy, she jumped to a conclusion, assuming that he had done something to her shoe.
It really shows like what kids do, which is just only see it from their point of view. Like her blinders were on, and maybe that's something she would have done, stolen his shoe, because clearly she pushed it. Right. So it's another way to hit a beat of like, take a moment to literally put yourself in the other person's shoes and figure it out.
Actions speak louder than words, but sometimes words still need to be said.
Absolutely.
To make
and
everything
I kind of feel
right.
like Marty would have been okay with not a new pair of shoes and just the apology.
It's really hard to teach empathy. I think that children today are growing up not really knowing how to really go there, to be in someone else's shoes, like you said. I think that that's really important.
You stole my shoe yesterday, so I stole yours. And they may have gone for a little swim in the girls' room.
I told Noah, okay, that's you and your siblings. When you're when you can't find something and you immediately assume that they took it and you're on revenge mode about, getting back at them or something. I like that I could show him himself on TV just for a split second.
So another great scene that we talked about was what happened when Andi was sad. What did her mom do when she found out that Andi was sad?
She was trying to stay with her and comfort her as much as she could.
What do I do when you're sad? We talk, and we go for walks. I really try to listen to what she wants. Sometimes she wants to be by herself until she calms down. Sometimes she writes. A lot of times she listens to music.
That kind of makes me think of Andi. What does Andi do when she's sad?
She creates.
She's very creative. That's an outlet. There's a self-expression that helps her process her feelings. One of the things that happens in the episode is we know that 13 years ago, Bex left the house, but we don't know why. We don't know if Celia kicked her out. We don't know if Bex did it on her own. And they explore that in the episode. Each of them have their own point of view, and Andi makes an assumption about it.
In past 2 episodes, a lot of them have been jumping to conclusions.
Yes.
How Cyrus jumped to conclusions about the text, Buffy about the shoes, and then Andi about her mom leaving her, and Celia making her leave.
Assumptions, making assumptions that you know what the other person is thinking or based on your own point of view is not always the best way to do it.
Because Celia, what if she wasn't trying to get her to move out? She was just saying it would be a little better if you moved out.
Yeah.
But then Bex left on her own.
Chances are it's somewhere in the middle. It usually is.
If Celia if some of her, just the attitude that she has towards Bex and her judgment of her being a mom or how she's not being a mom, I think that Bex is looking so much for her approval, and I feel like that even would just lessen the tension between them. I think, yes, there was something that happened 13 years ago, but even if we never find out, I think there's so much that's happening in the present that they just need to work through.
Thanks, you guys. I love talking to you about this episode of Andi Mack.